If you wait 15 or 20 minutes, you're gonna see the most beautiful pinks and blues that you'll imagine. I wanted to show the different colors of light as the sun sets and how that affects the mood of the photo.
All right, go.
I took 4 different photos of Sophie in the same spot, in the same pose, starting 45 minutes before sunset. I intentionally put a white building behind her so you can see the color change on that building. As you'll see, 45 minutes before sunset, it's really beautiful light, but it's not glowing, it's not warm, it's still even. But the light is direct onto her, it's not from overhead, so this is a beautiful photo. It's got a lot of gorgeous saturation and color, but it doesn't have that sunset feel yet.
15 minutes later, a few minutes before sunset. So if you look at the horizon, you see 2 things. One is a bunch of ships. That's unusual. But 2, the sun is actually setting a little early because it's going behind this misty cloud, right? So rather than having a hard sunset, we're actually getting a soft light sunset. You'll see the difference in the light.
15 minutes, and look at what a difference that makes. From 45 minutes before sunset to 30 minutes before sunset, that is your prime moment right there, because now as you see, the building behind her is orange, the windows are getting hit by that sunset, and look at the light on Sophie. It is sharp, it is hitting her directly, it is creating contrast and contours. This is what sunset light direct on the subject looks like.
And for those of you who can't bend your leg around your neck, like Sophie, or don't even dance or contort at all, what you can do is just use this light for a beautiful portrait. Long lens, blur everything out, and put it right on her face, because late daylight is the best light. Watch. Oh, that's pretty. Look at her just working it. Beautiful.
So to show you how quickly this happens, I got that beautiful shot of Sophie with 30 minutes before sunset, and the sun is hitting her directly. Then I went immediately to doing portraits of her. It took me about 5 minutes to set that up, and already you can see I'm losing the light on her. Of course, it's beautiful light, it's soft, but it's not as orange, and it doesn't have as much glow as I would want from a sunset photo. So you really have to decide which shot do you want, because your window is about that fast. So I would say 30 minutes before sunset is the optimal time for a direct light portrait.
A few minutes before sunset.
Now let's go to 15 minutes before. Still pretty, but as you can see, the sun is no longer hitting her directly. It's warm light, but it's even soft light as opposed to that more direct light that she was getting 15 minutes prior.
Look at the light right now. It is sunset. The sun is setting. Let's see what the light looks like on Sophie.
And now, direct light at sunset is blue. See what I mean? Because the sun is down too low in the horizon and it's no longer hitting Sophie. So now we have a blue light that looks already like evening light, and the sun hasn't even set yet. The sunset was scheduled for 6:20 p.m. This is at 6:19 p.m. 1 minute before sunset, there was a little sliver left in the sky, but the light is already blue. So as you can see, this happens so fast. It's like bang, bang, bang. So you have to be ready to go. My suggestion is to get to the beach about an hour and a half before sunset, minimum, and plan out your shot. Look at where the sun is setting, get your direction, figure out your background, and know that right about 30 minutes before sunset, that's when you're gonna get your best shot. After that 30-minute mark, when you've gotten that direct shot, you now have about 60 minutes actually of time to take some gorgeous silhouettes. Because what happens is, you turn the subject around, now the sun is very low in the sky, and you can do some backlit silhouettes, and the light just keeps getting better, and the colors keep getting stronger. As the sun sets below the horizon, if you wait 15 or 20 minutes, you're gonna see the most beautiful pinks and blues that you'll imagine, and you just silhouette the subject into that sky. It's gonna be gorgeous. I chose to recreate two of my most viral Sophie Dossi images with Sophie, both of which happen to be silhouette shots. This also shows you the different ways that you can use backlight and sunset to create beautiful silhouettes.
Beautiful, Sophie. Oh, look, and you can put the sun. Oh, wow, the sun is in. Oh, what? I want us to say one thing. I'm gonna tell you all about this in the studio because right now I'm just shooting. The light's dipping too fast. It's just gorgeous out here. Come to a beach, go to any beach, go to sunset, you can't miss.
I love it.
But I like it with the sun, right?
Yeah, I like it with the sun. It's so pretty.
It's beautiful, right?
It's
Here's the
gorgeous.
big question. This is a huge question. Sophie, would you post that photo?
Yes.
Now, with the sunset shot, I chose to do the same thing, which was use Sophie to block the sun and then create this halo effect. And then I actually had the sun sneak into that gap between her head and her arm and illuminate it. And she ended up loving that one the most. I think you should do both things. What you need to do is have your subject really still and then move your body until the subject is blocking the sun, thus creating the halo. Once you've got that shot, move a little bit until you see the sun peek through a gap. The second photo I wanted to recreate of Sophie is also at sunrise and a totally different year. So she's really willing to get up early to get a good photo, and I'm willing to get up early if I'm photographing her. So we've done it a few times. With this shot, I wanted to add a twist. I've always wanted to photograph Sophie with her bow and arrow, but I've never done it. So just a few minutes before the shoot, I sent her a text and said, what do you think about doing a silhouette bow and arrow shot? And that's what we tried.
Now at this point, the silhouette's only getting prettier. As it gets later, it gets more color. Yes, hold it. Got it. All right, let's review.
That's it. We got it. We got it.
Yeah. We worked together there.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
If you're looking at this photo, and as I am, and you're saying, how is that even humanly possible? And then the next thought might be, okay, so how am I exactly supposed to recreate that? Because there's maybe 5 people on Earth that can do that. So if I don't know one of those 5 people, how am I gonna get that shot? And that's true, that exact shot is impossible to recreate unless you're with Sophie. But the technique is very easy to recreate, and you can do anything with a sunset or sunrise silhouette as long as you isolate the body in the sky. That's the only thing you need to do. Profile shot, isolate the body in the sky. This isn't about expression at all. This is about getting above the horizon so your legs aren't blocked by the dark ocean, getting into the sky and creating interesting profile shapes. Now in this case, Sophie used her canes. So that's a contortion implement where it gets you high and then you saw it, okay? That's what she used, but you don't need that. Sometimes I've even used a trash can. Most beaches you hope have a trash can. I'll just have the dancer stand on a trash can and silhouette them there. You can't tell it's a trash can because it's also silhouetted. You just see them above the horizon. Another thing to do is to get low and have them leap above the horizon and photograph them in the sky in a leap. Composition, I tend to put the subject in the center of the frame and in the sky. Lighting, you had a few different options here. You had direct light on the subject, and then you turned her around and you had the sun behind her to create a glow, and then you had silhouette after sunset. Angle, for silhouette shots especially, you gotta get low, you gotta get your subject into the sky. And pose. Make sure you do something that allows the subject to separate their limbs so you can see their shape, and turn profile so you can see their face.